2.5 years ago, I issued a $10,000 challenge to flatties to do celestial navigation without using the globe. And I did that because there's a group of flatties that thought it was possible. In fact, their leader said this.
Now, when you navigate around the flat plane, utilizing the geometry of the flat plane, then you get around without any issue. The fact that it works when it's utilizing a flat surface. You use it, you get where you're going. You don't have to introduce a sphere and a chord line. Quite the contrary, if you did, you wouldn't get the straight line to measure the angle, to have a flat baseline, to triangulate, to reach your destination. It must be flat for this to work.
That is some arrogance. And of course, you won't be surprised to discover that in 2.5 years, nobody has been able to do celestial navigation.
Unfortunately for all the Globers, we've actually completely mapped out celestial navigation and all the exact math that works and matches reality perfectly on the entire Earth at any location, including any position of the stars, the sun, and or the moon, based on your geographic position.
Without using the globe.
I don't want to talk about this anymore, to be honest.
So I have in the rules that I specified, they're very clear rules. They're clearly, objectively measurable rules. And they're written down, so they can't be modified. They're on my website at mctoon.net. And the money is already in escrow. It's being held by somebody else. And finally, there is a third-party independent arbitration option if they disagree with me. So it's a legit challenge, unlike every Flat Earth challenge ever. At the same time, or not at the same time, later, I issued another challenge to flatties to determine the magnitude of the downward acceleration. We say it's due to gravity. It's 9.8 meters per second squared, and we can determine the magnitude of 9.8 meters per second squared using mass-to-mass attraction and the size of the Earth, the mass of the Earth, and the rotation of the Earth. And we can do that without much challenge to better than 0.1% accuracy, because it does vary all over the surface of the Earth. Well, flatties, they can't even get 9.8. They can't even get 9. They can't get 10. They can't actually output a single number. So that challenge has also gone unanswered. So I have more challenges that I intend to do, but the money is in escrow. And the rules of the challenges say that if I want to cancel the challenge, that I need to give a 30-day notice by video. This video is that notice. And I'm going to pause the challenges until January of 2025. And give me a little more clarification here. There are 2 celestial navigation challenges. The first one I issued does not allow them to use the numbers, the measured location of the stars from the Nautical Almanac. They would have had to produce that themselves. The second celestial navigation challenge, I loosened that up and I said, you can even use the globe, the positions of the stars in the celestial sphere. You know, the celestial sphere that's a concentric sphere to the globe, that sphere. You can even use those in your flat Earth navigation challenge. It didn't help them. I just said, basically, you need to provide a way to map them to your dirt pizza. So anyway, what I will be doing in January is the second version of the challenge, which is basically the first with more, it's loosened requirements. That one and the gravity challenge will both automatically be reinstated January 1st, 2025. So if any flatties have been working on the challenge, or maybe this is your first time hearing about it, then this is your 30-day notice. It is August 5th now. This video will go out August 6th. So I'll say September 6th. On September 6th, these challenges will officially be paused. And the reason why is because the final experiment is coming up. And I have some uses for the money in relation to the final experiment. I will be expanding on those in the future, be looking for those videos. But that's what I'm going to be doing with the money. But it'll be, don't worry, it'll be back in play on January 1st, 2025. Should any flat earthers not make this 30-day window right now to do either the gravity or the celestial navigation challenge, you can hold it off until then. I'm sure you won't be able to do it at all because the Earth is a globe. And for 2.5 years, this challenge has sat there mocking you. You can't do celestial navigation using only flat Earth because the Earth is a globe. Anyway, it will be reinstated, remocking flat earthers starting January 1st again. The final experiment, though, that will tear up flat earthers because they have been saying for 150 years, and specifically on YouTube, they've been saying it for the last 10 years. They've been claiming that for some reason, they don't think that the sun is visible in Antarctica for 24 hours a day at the South Pole or in any place at all. But of course it is. And Will Duffy is paying for one flat earther and one normal person, a glober, to go down there. He's actually extended it to offer 2 flatties to go there, to pay for their trip. It's over $30,000 per person. He is paying them to go test their claims, and they have been a little reluctant. We'll see if how it goes, if any do wind up going. Of course, if no flat earther goes when offered a free trip, well, that looks a bit suspicious, doesn't it, flatties? That'd be very embarrassing if nobody took a free trip to Antarctica. Costs you nothing. Anyway, people, thank you very much. Be looking out for news on the final experiment. And, of course, the reinstatement of the challenge automatically on July 1st. Not July 1st, January 1st, 2025.